Say hi all. Once again, very good morning and thanks being joining over the session. Last session we discussed Microsoft SQL Server history. Uh, what is SQL Server? Where Microsoft has been started. Today we are going to spend more time on the SQL architecture. So what is SQL architecture? What are the components are available? Because this is the one of the basic concept everyone must and should know whenever you are starting your career with the SQL Server DBA, because how it is working, how it is functionality inside. So whenever you are trying to connect with the SQL, so that's what we are going to discuss. So again, throughout our 60 days, so I am going to keep on repeating the SQL architecture concepts uh, in the advanced level and the L2 level as well, because I can't tell you directly today itself what is complete SQL Server architecture, because it contains lot of components, sir. It contains lot of components. Today I am going to brief about a basic brief about what is SQL architecture, how it is functionality, how you are trying to connect. So what is happening in the backend? Sir, very simple. See, when you open SQL Server Management Studio, this is the tool if you wanted to connect to the SQL. This is the tool if you want to connect to SQL. See, just I am connecting to the SQL Server, but what is happening inside? I am trying to access. See, sometimes, so for example, if you want to do, if you are passing a wrong password, just some passwords. See, login failed for the user 18456 means you are not able to connect to the SQL. So how you are getting this kind of warning symbol even whenever you are connecting to the Amazon or Flipkart? So sometimes if you may forget our passwords or username, so you will get a pop-up called invalid user ID, invalid password, wrong password, password mismatch. So you are getting some kind of warning, some kind of messages whenever you are connected to the portal. Not only portals, take any application from Android or iOS. So every application need to point to the database. Not only for SQL, that can be Oracle, that can be MySQL, that can be DB2. So as a database administrator, we are starting what is SQL Server, how it is functionality, means how it is working inside, how it is working actually. So whatever we discuss a lot, so that you are directly seeing, sir. But what is happening in the backend? That is very important. If you wanted to become much stronger, so for example, I am creating a table. So if you can directly open the query window and you can create the table. You can insert the data, you can update the data, you can delete the data. Okay, it's very simple, sir, for you. But how SQL Server internally performing those insert statements, those update statements, those create statements? So that's what today we are going to focus on. Because as a DBA, everyone must and should stronger in the architecture. Hope you understand. Yeah. So because
Yes,
then you will become somewhat, if someone is asking, hey, how internally SQL is working? So that's what, sir. So mostly in overall your career, you are going to connect to the database engine. This is our major components are heart for entire SQL Server. I mean to say it is a heart for SQL Server. So you are going to connect to the database engine. That's it. But here itself we have the analysis service, reporting service, integration service, Azure SSIS integration runtime. So these are all the BI tools, business intelligent tools. You know about MSBA? Anyone? This is also one of the technology. Microsoft Business Intelligent, MSBA, sir. In this tool only you will get three: IS, RS, AS. So, uh,
SQL
so
developer, right? This one.
Developers,
Industry.
sir.
Yeah,
Not
okay.
developer. It's a BA, business intelligence.
Business.
Developers are working with same kind of, but MSB is a separate technology, sir.
Okay.
So these tools mostly MSBA team is going to handle. But even though as a DBA, you must and should know about how to install integration service, reporting service, analysis service, how to configure, how to grant the permission, how to migrate, how to upgrade. You must and should know, sir. How to troubleshoot if something related to DBA, sir, means reports are getting failed due to access. Then DBA need to troubleshoot, sir. So that level you must and should know. Okay. So overall 90% you are going to connect to the database engine. That's it, sir. Simple. You can install the SQL. How you are going to install any software, any games on your laptop, right? You will download the software. You will open the software. You will click on next, 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 next. Done. Like same whenever if you wanted to install the SQL Server, download the software. Click on next, 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 next. Done. Very simple installation is it's not a mega complex installation. But what we are going to focus today means how SQL Server working backend means internal, sir. I am not discussing anything outside. So outside means you are able to see everything. Okay, I am connect to the SQL, and then you can create the database, you can create the table, you can insert the data, you can update the data, so that you are able to see, sir. But how SQL Server is working in the backend. So that's what architecture. So when you go and search in Google also, so for example, if you wanted to search SQL Server architecture, okay. So for example, SQL Server architecture. So when you open the images, you will see, sorry, you will see a lot of images almost similar, sir. Almost similar. Okay. So when you open this image, so when you open this image, so when you open this image, little bit additional information. Okay. So almost similar. So we are going to discuss today this concept, a small portion. I am not discussing complete architecture, sir, because there are three different layers whenever we start discussing architecture. One is protocol layer, one is database engine layer, one is SQL OS layer. Means one is network layer, one is database engine layer, sir. Database engine layer, one is SQL OS layer. So SQL OS we are going to discuss in the advanced level because it contains lots of information. Uh, it's very difficult to understand right away, sir. Everyone. So I planned this one in the advanced level. We are going to discuss lot about SQL OS. Okay, today we are going to focus on the protocol layer and the database engine layer. Clear, everyone?
Yes, Subbu. Yeah.
So when you start learning SQL architecture, is one of the basic concepts, sir. You must and should know, and it is also one of the interview question. What can you please explain SQL Server architecture? Directly, most of the people may ask you, sir. Okay, then how you are going to explain what are the components are available? So how important that components? So we are going to discuss that part today. Hope you understand. So the people who are already working, don't feel that we are not explaining about SQL OS. So SQL OS completely we are going to discuss in the advanced level because that definitely contains lots of information, sir. So I'm going to share that material as well to you. No need to prepare. Uh, SQL OS. It contains lots of information. Uh, First of all, you should know about the schedulers, preemptive scheduler, corporative schedulers, master slave architecture. What is scheduler, what is worker, what is thread life cycle, what is signal wait time milliseconds, what is SQL OS. All these concepts are in day one, it's very difficult to understand the people who are already starting the career. So that's the reason we made this in the advanced level. You will get the NUMA configuration, examples of NUMA, weight types, DBCCs, DMVs, and performance counters. All this I'm going to share with you. No need to prepare. Okay. So today we are going to focus only two layers, sir. Okay. One layer is protocol layer, nothing but network layer. One layer will be database engine layer. Okay. Everyone good?
Yeah.
Yep. Thank you. So let me, sir. Now, sir, just now whenever I open SQL Server Management Studio, sir, try to remember uh, SQL Server Management Studio is the one of the tool which is provided by Microsoft to connect to the SQL. That's it, sir. You will open SQL Server Management Studio. So in real world also same concept, sir. How you are connecting to the SQL means using SQL Server Management Studio. Sir, earlier there is a shortcut SSMS. Now it is not working, but no need to worry. You need to go search button and search for SSMS. That's it, sir. In the run it is not working, but in the search bar it will work, sir. Okay. SQL Server Management Studio. It is a client tool to connect to the SQL. Sir, you can connect n number of instances. Uh, Wait a second, sir. How many instances are there? Only one. Let me. So you can connect n number of instances here itself, sir. Okay. So you can install. I will let you know, sir, in the coming sessions. So majorly is database engine. So today we are going to focus main on the database engine, sir. How what is happening in the backend. Okay. Okay. Let's jump. So you already know, sir. SQL Server contains lot of tools, lot of management tools, and also it contains the reporting services, analysis services, integration service, along with database engine. Along with database engine. So today we are going to focus on this one, and also in the coming sessions we are going to focus this one, sir. Okay. At the ending you will get these videos, these sessions: integration service, analysis service, reporting service. Okay. Now, sir. Okay. Let's. Sir, yesterday we already discussed a little bit. SQL Server will follows the client and server architecture. That is absolutely true, sir. Your client is nothing but SSMS. Sir, your client is nothing but SSMS, sir. So SSMS is the client and server is your instance. Means SQL is your server, sir. So there there is no any middleware, sir. Here only client and server. That make a note, sir. Your client is SSMS is also client. Amazon is also client. Flipkart is also client. SBI is also client. HDFC, HSBC also client. Citibank is also client. Okay. So your client can be any, sir. Your server will be SQL. Your server will be SQL. Make a note, sir. So let's go into the little bit, sir. See, SQL Server is a Microsoft RDBMS. Okay, that works on the client server architecture. So Microsoft SQL Server completely work with the client and server architecture. Okay, so whenever you are trying to create or insert or update or delete, it's very easy, sir, for you, but it's very difficult what is happening in the back end. It's very difficult. So what is happening in the SQL Server, sir? So that's what we are going to see here. End user send a request, and SQL Server will accept, process, and share with the user. Means, sir, whenever you are trying to open Amazon, you are connecting to the portal, your email address, your passwords, okay, and you will click on login. So when you click on login, it will connect to the SQL Server. Okay, so SQL Server will accept, SQL Server will process, SQL Server will share the results. Means login successful, login failed. Yes or no? Agree, sir? Everyone? So whenever you are trying to log into the portal, anything, sir, you are performing anything. So whenever you're supposed to log in, so it will connect to the SQL Server backend. Okay, it will accept your connection, it will process your connection, and it will share the result with the users. That's it, right? Apart from nothing else, are here SQL Server is performing. Not only SQL, sir, take Oracle, take anything, sir. So whenever your client is processing something, it will go to the SQL or Oracle or MongoDB or something, sir. That will accept the connections, that will process the connections, that will result to the users finally, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I mentioned here. This seems a very simple process from the front end because we love the front end, sir. A front end is nothing but the dashboard which you are able to see. This is the front end, sir. Whatever you are seeing is the front end. What is happening in the back end is SQL, sir. So back end, how much process it is performing, that is very very important. So this seems very simple process from the front end. However, there are multiple process running in the back end to fulfill this request. Agree? Not agree? For us, very simple. Every time you are opening Amazon or Flipkart or WhatsApp or something, sir, and you are sending your messages, whatever you are playing with, you are playing, sir. But what is happening on the back end? Definitely will get one idea where the data is storing actually. Sir, when you go to the real world, you will see terabytes of data. So the highest database I worked is 30 terabytes, sir. One database size is 30 terabytes. Then you can think, sir, this one database size is 30 terabytes. Then I assume how much data in this. Not easy, sir, to handle 30 TB. Agree, not agree? That much of massive data you will work, sir. Your application contains massive data because, sir, earlier, like 20, 15 to 20 years ago, the people is at one home, only one small landline number. Landline, most of the people is using landline, and one dabba computer, one small in a box type computers they are using. Nowadays, mom is using smartphone, dad is using smartphone, you are using smartphone, your sisters are using smartphone, even kids also using tabs. The devices, the connectivity is increased, people are growing. Okay, the data is also grown lots, sir. Agree? So how you are going to handle that one? In the when you see this database, is very simple. Okay, this is the database, contains 30 db. But when you start performing anything, sir, then you need to think about how it is performing in the back end. So front end is very easy, sir. When you are seeing where it's very easy, but in the back end it is performing lot many things. Okay, so uh, when you go here, let me show you one more picture. Okay, don't get afraid when you see that one. Okay, So when you go for Oracle architecture, okay, see, sir, this is the image of Oracle architecture, how it is completely. Let me come on, sir. Where it is, database architecture. This is complete Oracle architecture, sir. Okay, uh, each and everything pinpointed, they're represented in the image itself. When you see our architecture, a little bit, sir, it's not like that, but almost how your Oracle architecture will works, our SQL architecture will also work same mechanism. But when you see the Oracle architecture, definitely you will get afraid. Oh my God, how many components we need to remember. But almost your Oracle and your SQL working similar, sir, almost similar, but the naming will be different, but the underlying concept will be same, sir, because it is also database management system, right? Almost same only, sir. When you go for MySQL, PostgreSQL, almost similar only, but the components will be different. Apart from underlying concept will be same. So when you see Oracle architecture, he mentioned everything. In the architecture itself, you no need to go anywhere to search. But when you go for Microsoft, a little bit, sir, sometimes you feel that okay, we are missing something in the architecture diagrams. I'm not sure why Microsoft is not working for that one. Okay, documentally architecture, especially on architecture, I'm not sure Microsoft why he's not focused a lot. How Oracle prepared. See, it's a fantastic. You will see everything in the one image. But when you go for, you feel that something is missing because most of the time we have multiple architecture images. Okay, that that is a one thing you will miss it, sir. Make a note. But almost both are similar, only, no problem. Now, sir, whenever you install the SQL Server, let me open the task manager, sir. Sir, whenever you install the SQL Server, okay, when you go to the details tab, so you will see one file called SQL Server.exe, sir. There, SQL, yeah, SQL Server.exe. So whenever you install a SQL Server, under the task manager, under the details, you will see SQL Server.exe. Every SQL Server.exe, you will see one process ID, sir. This is running. Okay, sir. You can install 50 instance, sir. Technically, this you need to call it as an instance. Technically, you need to call it as an instance. You can install 50 instance in one server, sir. Means in one laptop. 50 times you can install SQL Server. Okay, 50 times, sir. Here in one laptop, one desktop, you can install 50 times the SQL Server, and you can use all the 50 times 50 instance at a time, no problem, sir. So we are going to discuss that part in a while. So whenever you install the SQL Server, in the image I am highlighting, sir, when you go to the detail, you will see the SQL Server dot exe. Okay, when you see that one, okay, SQL is running or stopped or disabled. You can see the status here, and you can also see the process. We will discuss a little bit, okay, a lot about this concept in the next sessions. Now, as I told you, there are three layers, sir. One is protocol layer, one is database engine, sir. Okay, one is the database engine, one is the SQL OS. One layer, two layers, and three layers. Okay, the relational engine, storage engine will comes into the database engine itself, sir. In the database engine, whenever you open the SQL Server Management Studio, you will see only the database engine, sir. In this engine, again, it contains two. One is relational engine, one is the storage engine. One is the relational engine, one is the storage engine. So that is what we are going to focus today. Any questions, sir? Comfortable? Before I go to the architecture, I explain uh, how SQL Server is working. Okay, a little bit, not going for deeper. Yes, no,
Yeah, I'm clear, Subbu.
others?
Yes, Subbu, it's clear.
Okay, now sir.
Yes.
Yeah. Now sir, let's start with the database engine, sir. Okay, let's start with the database engine. Uh, uh, no, sir. Let's go for first, sir. First, I will explain little bit about this one. Then I will go for deeper and deeper. Okay, sir. Whenever end user, either you are using WhatsApp or Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or anything else, sir. Okay, SSMS, or you are using SSMS, or you are using Amazon or Facebook or anything, sir. Whenever user wants to place a order, sir. So for example, you wanted to purchase a smartphone, you wanted to purchase a smartphone, you wanted to purchase a laptop, you wanted to see the progress of your order, sir. If you wanted to track the uh, progress of your order, means whether it has been dispatched or not, shipped or not, whether it has been parceled or not, you wanted to track something, sir. So end users will send a request. See, whenever you open Amazon or Flipkart or you will go for your orders, you will go for your orders and you will see your order tracking, right? So whenever you wanted to perform certain things, sir, either it can be select or insert or update or delete. So today I am going to focus on select operation. Select is nothing but reading, sir. Means bank statement, bank statements, or if you wanted to pull the bank statement, if you wanted to see the credit card statement, if you wanted to track your order, that is nothing but reading, sir. Okay, so whenever you wanted to read the data, so that is nothing but select statement. Make a note, sir. Everyone make a note. If you wanted to see the data, you need to perform the select statement. So today we are going to focus on the select statement. Tomorrow or day after tomorrow, sir, I'm going to focus on insert, update, delete. Means whenever you are performing insert or update or delete, how SQL Server is acting, that is very very important. Definitely they may ask you in the interview question as well. If you are if your interview is more stronger, sir, otherwise no one will ask. Okay, so today let's focus on the reading, sir. Tomorrow we'll focus on insert and update and delete, so that you will comfortable with the SQL architecture. Sir, I wanted to read my order status, I wanted to see my bank statement, I wanted to see my credit card statement. Okay, so now what I'm going to perform, I'm going to perform the select statement. Okay, so when you perform the select statement, first it will connect to the operating system where your database is hosted. Correct, sir? Yes or no? It connect to the server only, right? Agree, everyone?
Yes, Subbu.
Yes. So first it will connect to the server via network, sir. Via network, it will connect to the server. Okay. So from the server, it will connect to the SQL in the form of TDS. We will explain you, sir, that concept, what is TDS. Okay. First it will connect to the server. From the server, it will connect to the SQL. It will connect to the SQL. On the SQL, I told you, right, there is a database engine, but database engine is again divided internally into two engines, sir. One is relational engine, one is storage engine. Okay, so in relational engine you will see the command parser, query optimizer, query executor. So these three components belong to the relational engine. Overall these components are belong to the storage engine, sir. Storage engine. Okay, so make a note, sir. It will connect to the database engine only, but under the database engine again we have two engines, one is relational engine, one is storage engine. So first it will go to the relational engine, then it will go to the storage engine, because your data is processing in the storage engine only, sir. Everything is processed in the storage engine. it will finally go to the storage engine only. It's a simple overlayer, sir. Means whenever you are connecting to the your SQL, it will connect to the operating system via network. It will connect to the SQL. Okay, then it will connect to the relational engine. Then it will go to the database engine, and it can process your request. Clear, everyone?
Can you repeat that, please? I'm very confused.
Yes, ma'am. See, whenever you are trying to connect, sir, any application, ma'am, any application that can be. SSMS is also application, sir. Okay, your WhatsApp is also application. Your Facebook is also application. Twitter is also application. Whenever you wanted to read the data, means whenever you wanted to see the data, ma'am. Okay, you are going to perform the select statement. Okay, it will
Okay.
perform backend select statement. Whenever you are reading the data, first it will connect to the database engine OS. Correct. First it will connect to the server only, right? Because where your SQL is hosted. So first it will connect to the operating system where your SQL is installed. Okay, through network. And
Mhm.
once it connect to the operating system, okay, once it connect to the operating system, it will connect to the SQL.
Right.
It will connect to the SQL. So it will connect to the database engine, ma'am. It will
Right.
connect to the database engine. Sir, when you see the database engine, okay, it's a database engine, but in the backend, in the backend, it divided into two engines. One is relational engine, one is storage engine. When you see from front end, it is a database engine only, sir. But when you go to the backend, it contains two engines again. One is relational engine, one is storage engine.
Okay.
Yep, that's it.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Now, sir, everyone clear about this slide? Now we are going for a little bit deeper, sir. We'll discuss one by one. Then you will understand easily. Now, sir, when you are performing select or insert or update or delete or create, apart from this, what else you can perform, sir? Sir, you will log into the your Facebook or Amazon or Flipkart or something else, sir. Even when you go to the bank, everyone knows about the bank, right? Whenever you go to the bank, you will ask, can you please create an account for me? You are creating your details, your account. First they will create. Later you can withdraw the amount, you can credit the amount, you can withdraw the amount, you can credit the amount, you can see the data. Yes or no? Apart from nothing else, sir. Either create, either insert, either update, either delete, either read. Mostly these five transactions, right, you are performing. Not only you, sir, throughout the global these are, right? Yes, no, sir.
Yeah.
Create,
Yeah.
insert, update, delete, select. Yes, sir. Now, sir, whenever you performing certain things, sir, as a user assumes, sir, he is performing certain things. Okay, it will connect to the S and network, sir. SQL network interface, sir. SNI stands for SQL network interface. It will connect via network. Okay, see, SQL Server network interface will establish a connection. It will establish a connection, sir. Okay, sir. Sir, when I wanted to perform the insert, so for example, I wanted to perform the insert, sir. When I open new query window, here you will see the SID. See, sir, 83. What do you mean that 83, sir? SID, your session ID, sir. Your session ID, that is your session ID. He is the user. He connected to this database. He connected to this instance. So this is your session ID. How you are getting this ID, sir? Anyone who already working, you got any time idea how you are getting this ID?
Uh,
So
I
these
believe SQL OS will generate this ID.
exactly, sir, absolutely same. So that's what I wanted to highlight, sir. This SID you are getting from SQL OS. this SID you are getting from this SQL OS architecture, sir. That's what I told you, right, sir? We will discuss a lot at the ending about the SQL OS because it contains a lot of core components, sir. It's very difficult to understand day one. Okay, definitely will get afraid. Uh, oh my God, I don't want to learn SQL. Okay, that's what we are planned at the ending because this is very important concept. Very important concept, sir. Okay, so when you are trying to connect, so first it will connect to the SQL OS. It is the topmost layer, sir. So this is your database engine. Okay, this is your protocol engine, and here is your SQL OS engine, sir. Sir, your database engine is not able to talk to your operating system. Sir, your database engine is not having any rights to talk to your operating system, means your OS, sir. It won't talk to your operating system, sir. So who will talk to your operating system? SQL OS will talk to your operating system. Okay, just make a note that point, sir. We are going to discuss deeper in the coming sessions. No worries. So whenever you try to want to connect to the SQL server, okay, so you are connecting using protocols, sir. The protocols can be shared memory, named pipes, TCP/IP. Three protocols are available, sir, in SQL server. When you open configuration manager, sir, why I am showing practical along with theoretical means, okay, it can go into your mind, sir. Okay, so these are the protocols. Network protocols, sir. Shared memory, named pipes, TCP/IP. So it will connect via network, sir. Don't think that network is means our using network, sir. Okay, so it will connect via network using any one of these protocols, sir. It can use any one of this protocol, either shared memory or named pipes or TCP/IP. I am going to explain what is that, sir. Hold on. Okay, it will connect via this network protocols first, and get the SID. Your operating system will generate the SID for your session. So every when you open every query window, see, I'm opening one more query window, 81. I'm opening one more query window, 78. I'm going opening one more query window, 84. See, whenever I'm opening a session, you are getting one session ID. How you are getting the session ID, sir? From SQL OS. So how I am going to authenticate? Either I am authenticating using shared memory, named pipes, or TCP/IP, sir. Getting my point, online people? Using these protocols, okay, using these protocols, you are trying to authenticate to the SQL server. You are trying to authenticate to the SQL server. So how? That's what, sir. See, SQL Server network interface is the network protocol layer to connect to the database engine. And SQL Server supports three protocols, sir. One is shared memory, one is named pipes, one is TCP/IP, one is VIA, sir. VIA. Sir, this is already duplicated, but earlier, like a 2000, 2005, 7.0, we have four protocols, sir. Shared memory, named pipes, TCP/IP, and VIA. Now VIA is no more, sir. We are not using. We are not using. Sir, how in when you see the architecture also, there is a concept called TDS. What do you mean by the TDS, sir? Sir, basically TDS stands for tabular data stream. It's a packet, sir. Packets, network packets. Sir, technically you should call it as a network packets. Okay, so these TDS is inherited, means taken from the Sybase. It is not designed by Microsoft, sir. This TDS format is already available in the Sybase. Yesterday I told you, right? From the Sybase itself, Microsoft came up with the database management system, sir. So he taken one feature from the Sybase. That's feature is nothing but TDS. TDS is an application layer protocol used to transfer the data between your database server and client. Sir, how your data is transferring? Using packets, network packets, sir. Using network packets, your data is transferring from application to server, server to application. Clear, sir? All right, people. Sir, how your data is transferring, sir? For example, I am performing insert operation. I wanted to read the data. See, if you wanted to read the data, you are seeing some data, right? How the data is processing, sir? Through TDS packets, tabular data stream packets, sir. Your network packets. Through network packets, your data is processing. Your connection is processing. Understand, sir? Again, I am telling, day one itself, it's very difficult, sir. Uh, I, I told to many batches, first 10 days is bit harder, very harder, sir. And let me explain in Telugu as well. First 10 days మటుకు చాలా tough గా ఉంటుంది SQL, because you are learning lot of internals. Uh, we are learning lot of internals, sir. Uh, most of the people, what they will do, right, they will explain you 1 or 2 30 to 40 minutes. Okay, this is what SQL Server is done. But when you start working in real world, sir, you will face lot of difficulty. Okay, uh, try to digest. It will take some time. Don't feel that okay, SQL is very tough. Very easy, sir. But first 10 days, I am making little bit harder for you. Okay, so when you are attending Microsoft interviews, they will ask you such kind of questions, whatever I am explaining. Okay, hope you understand, sir. So just try to
So,
understand. Yes.
sorry to interrupt you. As you mentioned, right, these network protocols, whatever we have in the SQL server, like shared memory, name pipes, TCP/IP, these three should be in enable mode only.
No, sir. Anyone, sir.
Okay, any one of the. Okay,
Anyone, sir. Anyone. Based on your connectivity, sir. How you are
okay,
connecting to the SQL. Based on that, you can enable anyone, sir. I'm going to explain same thing.
okay, Sushil.
Okay. Using these protocols, it is authenticating to the SQL. Okay, and transferring the data using TDS format. That's it, sir. Apart from nothing. Using this protocol, you are trying to connect to the SQL. But how you are, sir, you are connecting to the SQL, okay. But how you are transferring the data? Using TDS format. There are lot many things, sir, still not yet discussed. Okay. In advanced level, you will get mad only, no problem. We'll discuss a lot. This is a one of the major component. There are lot other things, sir, where you must and should know. Sir, because you need to protect from the hackers, right? You are reading the data, means you are reading your bank account, your name, your mobile address, your email address, your transactions, right? Okay, so you are connecting via these protocols and you are transferring data via TDS format. I hope now you understand, sir. Yes? No?
I got it, Sushil.
Others, please. I can repeat, no problem, sir.
Yes, I got it.
Ram, Namrata, Shiva, Krishna,
Okay.
Subhagni, Naveen, Vishwanath.
Okay.
So you mean to say it's a two-tier architecture?
Yes, sir. A client and server.
A
That's it.
client.
Okay.
Again, make a note, sir. Next couple of sessions are dependency sessions. Next couple of sessions are definitely dependency sessions. You will get lot of doubts, but hold on for 5 to 6 sessions, sir. You will get crystal clear how SQL is working. Okay, tomorrow you will get mad. Day after tomorrow, okay, you are understanding. On next day, somewhat you are happy. On next day, definitely you will feel pretty much happy, sir. Because next 5 sessions are dependency sessions. 5 to 6 sessions are dependencies. Okay, I can't explain you in a single shot. It will take some time. So next session I'm going to explain something. On next session I'm going to explain something. When you combine all the sessions, then you will tell, okay, I am pretty much strong at base part. Later, whatever you can do, sir. Very simple concepts. Within 2 weeks, you will tell SQL is done, SQL is completed. But only first, this 1 week is a little bit harder to see, because you are discussing internal. I am not going for any external concepts, are completely internal concepts. Okay, now sir, so definitely sir, using TDS you are transferring the data, using packets or network packets you are transferring data, using any one of this protocol you are trying to connect to the SQL. Okay, either shared memory or named pipes or TCP/IP. It was initially designed and developed by Sybase Industries, sir, for Sybase, for the Sybase SQL. Okay, in the year 1984. 19, since we are in 2022, we are using TDS format only. We are using TDS format only, sir. Initially, it was designed for Sybase. Okay, now still we are using this only, sir. We are running in 2022. Okay, almost. Okay, almost. You see how many years we are following, because it is more secure, sir. I feel that maybe Microsoft feel that it is very secure or very protectable. Let's keep it same. Okay, Microsoft is also using the same algorithm. Your Sybase will also use the same algorithm. Okay, now you may ask, sir, Subbu, okay, you are telling that shared memory, named pipes, TCP/IP. What is that, sir? Basically, what is the shared memory? What is the named pipes? What is TCP/IP, sir? Okay, now sir, try to understand simple logic. Sir, my client is available in this server. Sir, SSMS is also available in the server, and SQL is also available in the server itself, sir. Correct? Yes or no? Sir, I don't have any other laptops are with me. I'm having only one laptop. This is my client, and this is my server. SQL is also installed in this server, in this laptop. SSMS is also installed in this laptop. I am connecting here itself. Means, what I mean to say is, if server and client is available in the same mission, by default it will use the shared memory. Hope you understand, sir. If client and server on same mission, it will use the shared memory. I can prove it for you, sir. Okay, can I disable TCP/IP? I disable TCP/IP. I disable the named pipe, sir. Okay, then let me restart the SQL. Sir, if you are changing any configuration, you need to restart the SQL. Make a note, sir. If you are changing any configuration, sir, you need to restart the SQL server. I am restarting the SQL server, sir. Done, sir. Done. Restart is done. Almost it is done. Now you are still connecting to the SQL, sir. See, let me connect, sir. See, I'm connecting. So what I mean to say is, finally, if your client and your SQL on the same mission, okay, it will by default it will use the shared memory, sir. If I disable shared memory, shared memory is also disabled, sir. All the protocols are disabled. See, now you can go and try to connect, sir. No, no, sir. At least any one of the protocol should be enabled, sir. Either named pipes or the shared memory or TCP/IP. Any one of the protocol should be enabled. Make a note, sir. Whenever your client and SQL are in the same server, okay, by default it will use the shared memory. It never starts, sir. No problem. Okay, it will fail. Okay, no problem. It won't start. Your SQL will be down, sir. If you disable all protocols, gone. That's it. Your SQL will be down completely. Okay. I hope everyone understands, sir. What is shared memory? Sir, this is my server. In this server, SSMS is installed. In this server, SQL is also installed. When you are trying to connect to this SQL using SSMS, it will use the shared memory. I practically shown you, sir. Okay, not okay. Yes, sir. At least yes. Yes is your response.
Yes, sir.
Yes. No.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, Subbu. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yes, yes.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Because if everyone is silent, I feel that no one is understanding. Okay, sir. See, your SQL is completely down. Your SQL won't start, sir. If you disable all the protocols, your SQL will be down. If it, again I will go and enable the shared memory, sir. Okay. Now you can go and start the SQL. Perfect, sir. It will start. Means without network protocol, your SQL doesn't work. Practically, sir. I am not telling anything, sir. Practically, I just showed you. Means any one of the protocol should be enabled. Either it can be named pipes or it can be TCP/IP or it can be shared memory. So whenever your SQL and your client on the same server, by default it will use the shared memory. Practically shown you, sir. Now, then what is the named pipe, Subbu? What is the named pipes? Sir, you know about the LAN cable, right? Whenever you go to the office, every laptop there is a LAN port. Yes or no?
Yes, Subbu. Yes.
Yes.
Everyone, sir,
Yes.
whenever your application and your SQL server is talking using LAN cable, sir, then you need to enable the named pipes. Mostly, sir, 99%, we won't encourage the named pipes, sir. But that 1%, if your application is compatible for named pipes only, will enable, sir. Otherwise, will disable named pipes. Always will disable the named pipes, sir. So try to understand, whenever your application and SQL is trying to interact using LAN cable, then only will enable the named pipes. Otherwise, will disable the named pipes, sir. Only your application team will contact you people. Hey, can you please help me to enable the named pipes, because okay, my application is compatible only with named pipes. Then we enable, sir. Otherwise, always it will be in the disable mode. Clear, everyone?
Yeah.
Clear.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
Next, TCP/IPs are widely used protocol. Everyone, when you are studying your intermediate degree or MBA, definitely you will get the TCP/IP protocol, sir. It's a widely used protocol. Throughout the global, we are using TCP/IP, sir. Networks. Okay. So if you are enabling TCP/IP, you can connect your SQL remotely. Means, sir, uh, this is one server. Dal SQL 45 is one server. This is one more server, sir. HOE SQL 65. So, for example, I wanted to connect this SQL in this server, this SQL in this server. You mustn't should enable TCP/IP, sir. Okay. If you wanted to authenticate SQL remotely, then you mustn't should enable the TCP/IP protocol. It's a widely used protocol. and by default it will use 1433 port number. What is your SQL Server port number? 1433, sir. Default port number is 1433, but it's not a SQL Server port number, sir. It's a TCP/IP port number, sir. Actually, everyone is telling that SQL Server port number, SQL Server port number, but actually that port number is for TCP/IP. What is the default port number of SQL Server? 1433, sir. Make a note, everyone.
Can you repeat that?
Yeah, sir. TCP/IP is the widely used protocol, sir. If you wanted to connect SQL Server remotely, we need to enable the TCP/IP. If you are not enabling the TCP/IP, you can't connect SQL remotely. So, for example, you wanted to connect the SQL Server in your mission. I need to enable TCP/IP, sir. Otherwise, you can't connect. Because if you wanted to connect SQL Server remotely from one server to another server, sir, these are all concepts I will explain in the always on clusters. We are going to build the VMs and we are going to install the SQL, right? You will get better idea, sir. As of now, try to understand TCP/IP is nothing but remotely, sir. You can connect remotely SQL Server. Okay,
Okay, got
Uh,
it. Yeah.
and by default, the TCP/IP is listening 1433 port number, ma'am. The default port number of SQL Server is 1433. You can
Okay.
also go and verify, sir. Double click on here, go to IP addresses, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. What is the port number it is listening, sir? 1433.
1433.
Can I change? Yes. Yes, sir, you can change it. I can change it and you need to restart, sir. Sir, whenever you perform any changes, you need to restart. Okay, can I change it? Yes, sir, you can go and change the port number of SQL Server. Go to the open the configuration manager, go to the protocols, double click on TCP/IP, go to the IP address. You can go and change the SQL Server IP address. Port number, sorry, I'm so sorry. Port number, see. Now your SQL Server is listening. Okay. Hey, where is 4? 4 is missing. Okay. 1484 port numbers.
What difference does it make?
No, ma'am, because for safety purpose, don't use the default port numbers. Everyone
Oh,
knows, right?
okay.
1433 is the default port number of SQL Server. Hackers can easily hack, ma'am. Okay.
Okay.
So no need to use the default port number. You can change the port numbers, whatever you want.
Okay.
Clear, sir, about the
Uh,
networks? Yes.
Subbu, in real time scenario, what should be the port number?
That is
Basically,
your wish,
one
sir.
port double
Your
three
wish.
only.
Mostly 1433
Okay,
only we are using. Okay. Because
okay,
I maintain around 4,500 servers, sir. Think about how my application. Ma'am, you are from US, right?
okay, okay.
Yes.
You know about ExxonMobil, oil and
No,
gas, oil and
we
gas.
call it gas. Yeah.
Okay, that is my
Yeah.
client actually. ExxonMobil is my
Okay.
client, and
Oh, nice.
I maintain around 4,500 servers, sir. Out of that, 1,500 to 1,600 servers, I am the primary server manager. I am the
Wow.
manager
Are
for
you
that
working
servers.
offshore?
Yes,
Oh, great.
is the one of the
I
leading
have not worked like a single day in my life still, so this is my first attempt.
excellent organization.
Yeah.
Excellent organization. Very smart
Wow.
people, sir. ExxonMobil contains very smart people. Whenever we are going with, whenever I started my career, I was tense, I was nervous like anything to discuss with them because uh, they are excellent in technical stuff, communication wise. Uh, I feel that okay, I'm proud with to work with them somehow. because I just started learning with them itself. Okay, how I need to uh, make harder and harder the SQL. Okay, definitely, sir.
Right.
You should learn a lot about the SQL. Then you will pretty much healthy when you are working.
Yeah, hopefully I'm trying to learn from the best, so yeah.
Yeah. So that is the highest servers I maintained. And it's massive clients are actually for us. So
Nice. Is it like really hard work? Like, I mean, I don't
very
know. Like,
smart,
I'm very
very
overwhelmed by
smart
this
actually. Yeah, very smart
DBA
people.
thing.
Very smart
Okay.
people.
Okay.
So they are very helping nature. I see they are very helping, very timing. Because every 6 months they will visit to India. Every 6 months,
Oh, nice.
and every 6 months I was 1 week I was completely working for 14 hours, 15 hours, 16 hours in one day.
Straight. Wow. They're
I
very
feel that
hardworking.
I feel that yeah, morning 6 o'clock or 6:30 I will go to office, and evening at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock I will reach to home.
Oh my God. Long
We
hours.
started with 10 members. 10 members. Whenever I was leaving, I worked for 4 years for that project. Whenever I was leaving, 30 members for SQL DBA. 30 members.
Wow. That's a huge team.
Very
Subbo, if you
huge.
don't mind, which location? Bangalore
ExxonMobil.
or Hyderabad?
Bangalore.
Bangalore. Okay. Okay.
When you go to that ExxonMobil office directly, when you go to you feel that whether it is a oil and gas organization or whether it is a robotic organization, because you will see two screens. You will see two screens in front of you, and you will have a button that screens will move left to right, right to left, and it will go to top level, low level. You can adjust that windows, the screens. Arey yaar, it's a fantastic journey. That's what I worked for 4 years actually. I learned lot much. Initially, whenever I starting my journey, I don't know anything, sir. But I was teaching from my career beginning. Whenever I started, my experience is 6 years. My teaching is also 6 years.
Great. I think
Great,
you're doing
Subbo.
great.
Really great. Yeah.
Even my students also working in ExxonMobil. My manager knows, hey, Subbu, your student is right. They can easily recognize her because they know everything. I told that what are the tools they are using. I told them to my students clearly what are the tools they are using. So that's what, sir.
Okay.
First, yes. So first 10 days will be little bit harder. Don't feel that okay, it is harder. You are learning lot of stuff, sir. That's what I wanted to tell. Okay, because whenever you are attending interviews to Microsoft, one of the student for Microsoft, I attended, sir, for him 8 rounds. 8 rounds for one. 8 rounds is technical discussions, and in the third round, I remember a long back, sir. It is not now long back. He asked a question. One interviewer asked a question. I am having Amazon as a site. When you open Amazon, so for example, I'm opening Amazon. There is a website. In this website, I am going for one web page. So I am going for this web page. This web page is performing slow. How you will troubleshoot? That is a question. Then I was shocked for 10 to 15 milliseconds. I was shocked actually whenever he asked that question. He directly told, I will ask only one question. If you answer, you will select. I hope this is the third round. He asked only one question. I have a website. In that website, I open a page. That page performance is slow. How you'll troubleshoot? Okay. So you are going to learn this kind of stuff in the advanced level, sir. Yep. And first round, I had that. I loved that Microsoft interviews are actually because whenever he's asking a question, he's not asking how you will troubleshoot, how blah 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 something. He's asking what is SQL. That's it, sir. He's asked a question called what is SQL first. So you should know base concept that will help you a lot throughout your career, sir. Okay, that's it, sir. We are going to discuss this in the advanced level troubleshooting. No worries. Any questions here, sir? Sir, you are connecting to the SQL using networks. I practically shown you, sir. Without network protocols, you can't start the SQL itself. Your SQL will be completely down, sir. Make a note entry. Okay. So when your client and server is hosted on the same mission, okay, sir, a small request for everyone who can't understand Telugu. Uh, 5 to 5 minutes every 5 to 10 minutes I will speak in Telugu. Is it okay for everyone? Because couple of people is not understanding English.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, it's okay with me.
Okay. Uh, అంటే సార్ మనం సీక్వల్ ఎప్పుడైతే కనెక్ట్ అవుతామో ఫస్ట్ ఇది నెట్వర్క్ ద్వారా కనెక్ట్ అవుతుంది. ఎక్కడికి? సీక్వల్ కి. ఫస్ట్ ఓఎస్ కి కనెక్ట్ అవుతుంది, ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్ కనెక్ట్ అవుతుంది, నెక్స్ట్ సీక్వల్ కి కనెక్ట్ అవుతుంది విత్ ప్రోటోకాల్స్. ఏ ప్రోటోకాల్స్ యూజ్ చేస్తుందంటే షేర్డ్ మెమరీ, నేమ్డ్ పైప్స్, టీసీపీఐపి. ఏ ప్రోటోకాల్ అయినా యూజ్ చేయొచ్చు సార్, అది మీ ఇష్టం. అది అది ఎలా యూజ్ చేస్తుందంటే మీరు ఎలా కనెక్ట్ అవుతున్నారు అది ఇంపార్టెంట్. ఒకవేళ మీ మీ సీక్వల్ మీ సర్వరు ఒకే మిషన్ లో ఉంటే, క్లయింట్ సర్వరు ఒకే మిషన్ లో ఉంటే షేర్డ్ మెమరీ, లేకపోతే మీరు ల్యాన్ కేబుల్ కనెక్ట్ చేస్తుంటే నేమ్డ్ పైప్స్, రిమోట్ గా కనెక్ట్ అయ్యేటప్పుడు మటుకు టీసీపీఐపి యూస్ చేసుకుంది సార్. బై డిఫాల్ట్ కి వచ్చేసి ప్రోటోకాల్ వచ్చేసి 1433 ఇస్ ద పోర్ట్ నెంబర్. మేక్ ఎ నోట్. హోప్ ఎవ్రీవన్ అండర్స్టాండ్ సార్.
Okay. Yes.
Thank you. Okay, so this is one layer, sir, in architecture. Coming to next layer. So next layer is nothing but your database engine layer. Next layer is nothing but database engine layer. So when you go to the database engine layer, completely, sir, it is processing transactions, queries, securities, everything, sir. Your database engine is completely, sir. Sir, your database engine is the core of SQL Server architecture. It's a core, sir. It's a heart. Without heart, your human being doesn't work, right? Okay, like without your database engine, SQL is zero. SQL is zero, sir. So database engine is the core of SQL Server architecture. Core of SQL Server. It is processing everything, sir. Your queries, your transactions, your securities, your everything, whatever we are going to discuss in next 60 days, right? It is processing everything. So when I start learning database engine, okay, so it is divided into two separate engines, sir. One is relational engine, one is storage engine. One is relational engine, one is storage engine. So once your query is entered into the database engine, first it will go to the relational engine. On that relational engine, again we have three components. One is command parser, query optimizer, query executor. Sir, today I am going to explain about the query optimizer for 5 minutes. In advanced performance tuning, I am going to explain in 3 hours. It's not a easy, sir, to understand the optimizer. Optimizer is the one of the major component in entire your database engine, sir. In entire your database engine, optimizer is the one of the major component. So today I am going to explain only 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, but I am going to take around 3 to 4 hours to explain about the optimizer in the advanced level. Make a note. Sir, once it enters into the database engine, okay, engine, again it will go to the relational engine, sir. Under relational engine, first it will go to the command parser. Okay, first it will go to the command parser. In the relational engine, we have again three components: command parser, query optimizer, query executor. First it will go to the command parser. First it will go to the command parser. Sir, command parser will do two things, sir. Two things. One is parsing the syntax. Means it will check the syntax, sir. Means whatever you are writing, right? Sir, whatever you are writing, like create, table, employee, employee ID, integer, int, integer. Sir, whatever you write the syntax, right? It will parse. See, here also there is a parser, sir. You can parse. Sir, it will parse. Means it will parse your syntax text. Whatever you are writing, right? That is valid or invalid. First, it will parse your request, whatever you are passing, sir. Invalid username, invalid password. How you are getting this one, sir? Command parser will parse your user email address, your passwords, and it will tell invalid email address. Whenever you are filling your online portal, sir, you will get invalid email address, right? Sometimes, not every time, sir. Sometimes. Yes or no? Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes. So your command parser will parse the syntax first. Okay. Now see, sir. Okay. Done, sir. Your parsing is done. Parsing is done, sir. Means whatever you written is perfect. Done, sir. Next, what it will do, right? Sir, this is you can understand, sir. But how SQL can understand? So this is high level language, sir. So once you parse your request, once the request is parsed, once it check the syntax error, it will bind the request. Means it will convert this high level language to low level language, which is understandable by for SQL Server. Means it is converting this language, sir. Next what it will do? Super, once it will check the syntax error, what it will do? Once it will check the syntax error, it will prepare the query tree, which is understandable for SQL Server. Means it will convert this high level language to low level language. Once your command parser, once your command parser parse your request, it will convert this language, high level language, to low level language by preparing the query tree. It will prepare the query tree, sir. Means uh, so sir, query tree means, for your understanding, very simple understanding, sir. Don't go and search in the blocks and blocks, sir. It's very lengthy concept. No use. Again, I am telling. Okay, it's okay. Whatever we are discussing, that is too good for you, sir. No worries on that part. So for you, it's very easy, sir. How it will prepare, right? So for example, you are writing a select statement, sir. Select star from emp. Sir, whenever we are discussing in development session, I will explain you all this one. Okay. Sales dot sales order, uh, sales order details, headers, inner join, sales dot sales order headers, details, headers. Okay. Outer join, sales dot sales order, persons. Sir, you are writing these much of complex queries, sir. This query contains one table, one more table, one more table, sir. Three tables. So first, what command parser will do, right? Whatever the object you are scanning, you are performing, whether these objects are available or not, whatever the columns you are trying to retrieve here, like uh, sales last year, comma, sales order details. So whatever the tables, whatever the columns, whatever you are specifying here, right, sir, whether that is available or not. And each 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 table, how much uh, CPU I need to allocate, how much memory I need to allocate, overall how much I need to allocate. So these type of processing it will do, sir. Low level language means. Okay. So before it go to the next, before it go to the optimizer, it will prepare one tree, one algorithm, sir. It will prepare one algorithm internally. You can't see it, sir. Again I'm telling, you can't see it. Okay, you can't see it. So internally it will prepare one query tree, means it will convert that high level language to low level language by preparing the query tree. Hope you understand, sir. All people, are you there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Every object, every column, it will start preparing one beautiful tree, sir, to understand to the SQL server. Once your query tree is prepared, once your query tree is prepared, it will pass to the optimizer. Optimizer. So what is optimizer means? Let me give you one simple example, sir. Sir, you are planning a trip, family trip. How you will plan, sir? 2 months before, 3 months before, you will plan how many people we need to travel. Okay, which place we need to travel, day one, which day, day one where I need to go, day two, day three, day four. Then you will also plan for traveling, whether I need to go for roadway, whether I need to go for airway. In the roadway also we have different approaches, right? Bus, car, lorry, cycle, a bike, you can go for. So how you are planning, like same, SQL server will also plan for, prepare a plan for your query, sir. SQL server will also prepare a plan for your query, whatever it queries, sir. Either it can be select or insert or update or delete. So what optimizer will do? Optimizer will prepare a execution plan for your query. Yes? No, sir? Online people? Understanding? Sir, what optimizer do? Once it comes to the optimizer,
And plan for that particular query.
yes, sir, let me show you, sir. Come on here. So it will prepare a plan for the query, sir. This is how your plan looks like. Don't get afraid, okay? Yeah. This is how your plan, sir. So it will prepare a plan for your query, sir. Whatever it may be. It will prepare one execution plan. Uh, this is very, very important concept. We are going to discuss a lot about these concepts. Are almost uh, 8 hours we are going to spend about the query tuning. Every point will highlight, sir. Okay, so it will prepare a execution plan for your query. A best plan, sir. A best plan. So, for example, it will choose. It will prepare 2 or 3 plans. Out of that, it will choose a best plan for your query, which will uh, perform very good at the SQL level. So, what exactly, sir? Command parser will parse the request, and it will bind the query, and it will prepare the query tree. Then it will pass it to the optimizer. Your optimizer will prepare the execution plan for your query based on the stats. Means then you will ask one question, sir, how it is preparing a plan, sir, based on the stats only, right? So for example, over the night you are having a birthday function. You are planning for birthday function, your baby birthday function, sir. Your dad will tell us, okay, mostly 1,000 people will come to the birthday function. So your stats is the 1,000, sir. Okay, so you will prepare for 1,000 people, or you will prepare for 1,000 people, right? Yes or no? Yes or no, right, sir?
Yes.
Yes. Like same, what is the stats available to the optimizer? Based on the stats only, optimizer will prepare the execution plan, sir. As of now, just remember this one, sir. I am going to explain you a lot about the optimizer in the advanced level, sir. In our point of view, money is the cost, sir. Money. In the SQL point of view, CPU, memory, IO, input output is the cost, sir. So based on the selectivity, based on the cost, your optimizer will prepare the execution plan. Okay, not okay, sir. Sir, don't go for this plan at all. No, you should not supposed to go now here. Okay, just make a note, sir. That's it. Okay, optimizer will prepare the execution plan based on the data, based on the cost. Cost in the sense not a money, sir. CPU, memory, IO. Based on the cost, based on the selectivity, optimizer will prepare the execution plan for your query.
So is this a tree you're talking about?
Yes, query tree, ma'am. Query tree.
Okay. And did you generate that?
No, no, command parser will generate, ma'am. Once it
Oh,
take the syntax error,
yeah.
okay, once
Yeah.
before it go to the optimizer, it will start preparing the query tree, ma'am. A query tree is nothing but what are the objects you are calling here, means what are the uh, objects you are calling here, what are the columns you are
Oh, okay. So
calling
that's
here,
the tree.
and
Okay.
what is the what are the operators you are getting. So what kind of operators, it will prepare a tree, ma'am, for easily understanding for SQL, so not for us, SQL
Okay.
understanding.
Okay. Got it.
Clear? Not clear? In front online people?
Yeah, as of now, I'm clear, Subbu.
Okay,
Clear.
thank you. Okay, sir, once it prepares the execution plan, your optimizer, it will go to the executor, sir. So once it go to the executor, so what executor need to do? Executor need to execute the query, execute that plan, right? Execute the plan, but make a note, in relational engine there is no data. There is no data, sir. In relational engine, it doesn't maintain any data. So in relational engine, what exactly it is doing? It is parsing, it is preparing query tree, it is preparing execution plan, and it is going to the executor. Executor will starts executing, but it doesn't maintain any data, right? What exactly it will do? Executor will send request to the storage engine. Executor will send request to the storage engine. Storage engine, sir. It will send request to the storage engine. Under the storage engine, again we have three major components, sir. One is access method, one is buffer manager, one is transaction manager. You will see lot of things, but out of this there are three major, sir. Access method, buffer manager, transaction manager in storage engine. So what relational engine is doing? Relational engine is taking the syntax, parsing the request, binding the tree, preparing the execution plan, and it is sending to the executor. Executor will send a request to the access method. Hey, can can you send data for me this request? Because relational engine is not maintaining any data, right, sir? So access method contains APIs, sir. Don't get confused again. So access method contains APIs, application programming interface, sir. You can't understand, you can't see anything, sir, nothing here. Access method contains multiple programs, sir, multiple programs to understand what kind of request you passed, sir. This is very simple request. So there are more complex requests where our developers will design, sir. So whatever you designing, that need to understand, right? So access method contains multiple APIs. Access method contains multiple APIs, which can understand what is requesting from the executor. What is requesting from the executor? Access method can understand easily, sir. You can't understand, but access method can understand easily what kind of request it is. Now most of the time, sir, two kind of operations will perform. One is reading, one is not reading. That's what I told you, right? One is reading, sir, one is not reading. Not reading means insert, update, delete, drop, truncate, rename, and blah 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 something. We are going to discuss, sir, all these concepts. Okay, so one is select statement, one is non-select statement. Whenever you are performing select statement, how SQL is performing? Whenever you are performing non-select statement, how SQL is performing? Today I am going to explain select statement. Okay, maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow, as per our plan, I am going to explain about the non-select statement also. Okay, sir. Okay, not okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir, what it will do? Okay, what it will do means, whenever you are performing select statement, okay, first it will go to the access method. Access method can understand, okay, user wants this table data. Access method, sir, access method is also not maintaining any data. Sir, again I'm telling, in one day, in 2 hours, it's very difficult to explain architecture, sir. It contains lots of parameters. Again, I cannot explain you in day one. I cannot skip the architecture as well, sir. So that's what simple terms I am explaining. In advanced level, I will go for very complex terms, sir. Okay, because in next 30 days, you will feel very comfortable in SQL. Whatever I am explaining, you can understand easily. Okay, so that's what. So access method is also not maintaining any data. No data, sir. So what access method do? Access method will send a request to the buffer manager. Sir, buffer is nothing but RAM. Make a clear note, sir. Your memory, sir. So access method will send a request to the buffer manager. Buffer manager is nothing but your RAM. In simple terms, it is a RAM, sir. It's a RAM. In buffer manager, we have the buffer pools. Buffer pools. Okay. In buffer pool, we have plan cache, data cache, log cache. There are a lot of caches are available. You can't understand now, but there are a lot of caches are available, sir. Okay. So what you are performing, I need to read the data, right? Access method will send request to the buffer manager. Buffer manager will send request to the buffer pool. Buffer pool will send request to the data cache. Very important cache, sir. Sir, for your understanding, when you go to the bank, there will be main locker in the bank itself, sir. But when you go to the accountant, they will maintain the small caches, right? Yes or no? Online people, when you go to the bank, every accountant will maintain the small caches, or they will maintain big caches, ma'am? No, right? Small cache, right?
Yes.
Right, sir. RAM is your huge, sir. On that RAM, there are caches, a small caches, ma'am. Data cache, plan cache, log cache, log cache. There are a lot of caches are available where we are going to discuss later on. Now, no, sir. So, whenever you are performing select statement, first it will go to the access method. Access method is not having any data, sir. It will go to the buffer manager. Buffer manager is also not having data. It will go to the buffer pool. Buffer pool is also not having data. It will go to the data cache. Okay, data cache is also not having data. Then how it will get, sir? So, sir, I told you, right? Whenever you create a database, again I am telling, sir, Please hold for 4 days, 4 to 5 days, sir. Uh, all your doubts, your questions will be clarified. You will have lot of doubts, sir. Tomorrow I'm explaining something, then you will get better idea. Day after tomorrow I'm explaining something, you will get some more better idea. On next day you will get overall ideas. So there are dependency. I need to discuss lot of additional things, sir. Hold on. Okay, sir. Whenever data cache is not having data, it will go to the physical file, sir, wherever your data is hosted. Come on. Again, hold on for tomorrow, sir. Definitely will get more idea. Come on, yeah. Come on, sir. No. Hold on, sir. I actually played with registries. My laptop will work very strangely sometimes. Yeah. So, sir, see, sir, what exactly? Access method sends request to the buffer manager. Buffer manager buffer within the buffer manager there is a buffer pool. Within that buffer pool there is a data cache, sir. So it will go to the data cache to retrieve this data. So I am performing select star from EMP, sir. Select star from EMP, sir. Practically I will show you in the advanced level how data is flowing. Also I will show you practically, sir. No worries, sir. I wanted to retrieve this employee data. Whether employee data is available? No. Sales dot sales. Array yaar. Sales dot sales order details. So for example, I wanted to retrieve this data, sir. See this data. So first it will go whether this data is available in the data cache or not. Sir, whenever you are running first time, there will be no data in the data cache, sir. Make a note. Whenever you are running first time, there will be no data in the data cache. So what it will do means, so if data is not available in the data cache, it will go to these physical files. It will go to these physical files and it will get the data and it will store in the data cache, sir. Sir, getting? Online people? Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no.
No, can you please repeat?
Yeah, again, sir. See, sir, I wanted to read the data. Simple, sir. I am read the data. So what it will do? Your executor will send request to the access method. Access method contains just API, sir, application programming interface, which can understand what kind of request it is. I am performing select statement means I want to read the data. Access method understand that you wanted to read the data. It will go to the buffer manager, sir, because access method is not maintaining any data. Buffer manager is nothing but RAM, sir. Again, I'm telling buffer manager is nothing but RAM. Okay. So in the buffer manager, you have the buffer pools. In that pool, you have the data cache. So first it will go to the data cache for this select statement, whether any data is available in the cache or not. As since I am running first time, there is no data in the data cache, sir. So what it will do, it will connect to the physical files. It will get the data. It will store in the data cache. It will store in the data cache and it will send the data to the user. It sends data to the executor. Then executor can see the data to the user. That is what happening internally, sir. Whenever you are reading the data. Now you understand?
Okay.
Yes.
But it will
Yes.
take some time. Tomorrow you will understand little bit. Day after
Yeah.
tomorrow something. And fourth day you will understand too good, sir. So,
Okay.
so because I told you, right, dependency. First of all, you don't know what is these files, correct?
Correct.
You can't understand. Okay, so that's what, sir. Next session is our storage architecture. Whenever
Okay.
we are discussing storage architecture, you know that what is page, what is extend, what are the pages, uh, how data is flowing. You can understand, sir. Then you will become stronger. Until unless, no, it's you are having a lot of questions on your mind. I know, sir.
Yeah, a little blank.
Yeah, no worries. But fourth day you will fill that blank space, man.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, so again I'm repeating once again, we have time. So whenever you are performing, you wanted to read the data. First it will go to the SQL under the database engine. First it will what it will do, sir, it will check the syntax error and it will prepare the query tree. Once your tree is prepared, it will go to the optimizer. Optimizer will prepare the plan for your query. Once the plan is prepared, it will go to the executor. Executor will uh, wants to execute the query, but it doesn't maintain any data, right, sir? So your executor will send a request to the access method. Hey, I got this request, can you please provide me the data? So what access method will tell? Access method can understand what kind of request it is. It is a select statement, it is a non-select statement. Since it is a select statement, your access method will send a request to the buffer manager. Your buffer manager will maintain the caches, a plan cache, data cache, log cache, lot of caches. So majorly we are focusing on here, sir. So what it will do, your access, your data cache, it will verify any data is available for this employee table. As since it is the first time I'm running, since it is the first time I'm running, there is no data in the data cache, sir. So what it will do, it will get the data from the physical location. It will get the data from the physical location. It will get the data from the physical location. It will place one copy in the data cache and it will send the same data to the executor. Then executor will run the query and you can see the output. Next time when you are running the same query, assume, sir, next time when you are running the same query, it will go to the access method, buffer manager, it will go to the data cache. Data is already available in the data cache. It will get the data from the data cache itself. Next time onwards,
So,
sir.
so this is only for the select statement you're saying?
Yes, sir. Today, yes, ma'am. Today I'm going to explain only select statement.
Okay.
In coming sessions, I will explain about insert or update or delete or create, whatever you are doing.
So select statements are the one that starts with select from.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay, okay.
Select means you are reading the data like bank statement, credit card statement, your phone bills, your phone
Yes.
statement. Okay, statements, sir. Your order tracking, whenever you are tracking order, right? So you are reading the data. అంటే మనం ఎప్పుడైతే రీడ్ చేస్తున్నామో అప్పుడు పర్ఫామ్ చేసేది ఓన్లీ సెలెక్ట్ స్టేట్మెంట్. Whenever you are reading the data, it will perform only select statements, sir.
Okay.
Subbu, I have one small doubt, Subbu.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, suppose for example, let's say I have one table name called EMP.
Okay,
Okay. Just assume that we have fired the select statement for that particular table. Okay.
okay.
As you said, right, it will prepare query plan and it will store that query plan into plan catcher.
Yes, sir. That I am going to
Okay.
explain
Then,
tomorrow, day after tomorrow. Yes.
okay, okay. Yeah.
Yes,
నా
yes.
నా
Yeah, tell
డౌట్
me.
ఏంటంటే యా సి యాక్చువల్లీ ఇట్ విల్ ప్రిపేర్ ఏ ప్లాన్ అండ్ ఇట్ విల్ స్టోర్ ఇన్ టు ప్లాన్ క్యాచే మీన్ వైల్ ఇట్ విల్ ప్లేస్ వన్ ఫైల్ ఇన్ టు buffer cache. Okay, today,
No, sir. No, sir. No, 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 no,
tomorrow.
no. No, no, no. Wait. Sir, it will prepare a plan and it will store plan in the plan cache, but it won't place any data in the data cache, sir. It will go to the executor. Your executor sends a request to the access method only. It will place whenever you are retrieving the data means it is placing one copy in the data cache. Whenever you are seeing the data means it is getting data from the buffer, sir. Means all the data you are getting buffer? No, sir. Because assume your table size is 1 TB, sir. Please be mute. Please be mute, sir. Assume, sir, your table size is 1 terabyte. Sir, you are having only 8 GB of RAM. How it is possible to keep 1 TB of data in the 8 GB of RAM? No, right, sir? No, right?
Yes.
Sir, how much it can keep in the data cache, sir, for temporary purpose? For temporary purpose. That's it. Now you can ask. I hope you got my answer right.
Yeah, I got it, Subbu. My intent, my query is normally suppose today we find select query for that particular employee table. Okay. Yeah. Tomorrow also will execute the same query. Let's assume in between that is there any operations have been made like update or something on that particular table? Okay. How it will recognize
No,
normally?
it will get the
It
data,
will
sir. No
it will
worries.
get the data from buffer cache.
No. It will get the data from physical if it is
Okay,
not
okay,
available. Yeah.
okay, okay.
I will show you practically, sir. No worries. So
Okay,
whenever you
Subbu.
are getting physically, when you are getting logically. Logically means you are
Oh,
getting data from buffer, sir. Physically means you are getting data from the disk. There is a mechanism where you can see, sir. I will show you in the advanced level.
okay, Subbu.
Sir, for temporary it will keep in the RAM, sir. For temporary. I am not told every time it will keep in the RAM for next restart, but only for temporary it will keep, sir. Whenever your RAM is pressure, it will truncate the data. Means it will remove the pages in the buffer. Your RAM should be always healthy, sir.
Okay, Subbu. Okay.
I hope you understand, everyone. So what is
Kinda.
SQL architecture? So SQL Server will follows client and server architecture. Okay. So whenever we are trying to perform, it will go to the database engine. A database engine is the core component of entire SQL Server. In the database engine, it will go to the relational engine. In the relational engine, we have command parser, query optimizer, query executor. Command parser will parse the request and it will prepare the query tree. It will go to the optimizer. Optimizer will prepare the execution plan and it will save in the plan cache, sir. Okay, plan cache. So we can see that plans in the plan cache as well. I will show you practically, no worries on that part. Once the plan is prepared, it will go to the executor. Executor will start execute the query, but there is no data, right? Executor will send a request to access method. Can you please provide me the data? So access method will send request to the buffer manager. In the buffer manager, we have the data cache. First, it will verify any data is available in the data cache. If yes, it will get the data from the data cache and it will send to the user. If there is no data, it will get the data from the physical files and it will make one copy in the data cache and it will send to the requester, sir. So that is what happening actually internally. This much operation is happening. Questions? No questions? Okay. Yeah. Only one small concept, then I will stop the session. Okay. Sir, whenever you create a database, okay, sir, till now, till not yet done the about the architecture. Still, there are a lot of sessions are there, 2 to 3 sessions. Hold on, sir. You will get better idea in coming sessions. Okay, sir. Whenever you create a database, so database is nothing but yesterday we discussed, right? Database is nothing but collection of data. It can be any, sir, any data, collection of data. So whenever you create a database, by default, two files will be created. One is MDF, one is LDF, sir. One is MDF, sir. You can see MDF. one is NDF. Someone will call it as a master data file, someone call it as a primary data file. Okay, you can call it as a master data file or you can call it as a primary data file. Your actual data will be residing in this file only. Make a note, sir, everyone. Where your actual data is storing means in the primary data file, that is nothing but MDF. Sir, whenever you create a database, by default it will create two files. One is MDF, one is NDF. LDF. MDF stands for master data file. You can call it as a primary data file or you can call it as a master data file, which contains actual data. Which contains actual data. మన డేటా మొత్తం MDF లోనే ఉంటుందండి, ఆ ఫైల్లో ఉంటుంది. So actual me complete data will be available in that primary. Okay, make a note, sir. Then what is LDF, Subbu? LDF stands for log data file. Okay, log data file, which will captures only your change related information. Sir, uh, you can't perform any changes directly in the primary data file. Means you are inserting the data, updating the data, modifying the data, whatever changes you are performing, right, those changes are not directly performed in the primary data file. Every changes need to perform in the log file. Once you perform in the log file only, it will move to the MDF file, sir. Okay, LDF stands for log data file. Sir, uh, today I'm going to discuss only 5 minutes about log file. uh, there is a separate session for log file because wait, sir, in a week you will see at least 5 to 10 tickets about log file is getting full, log file is getting full, log file is getting full. The people who are already working, they know, sir, in a week at least you will get 5 to 10 tickets that saying that log file is getting full. I can't explain you in a single word, sir. uh, Today I'm explaining you LDF stands for log data file, which will contains only change related information. Sir, what, sir? Whatever the changes you are performing, all the changes first it will log into the log file, then it will go to the MDF file. Make it just that note, sir. I am going to explain about the log file in the advanced level. Okay, and I will also show you the troubleshooting as well. Yesterday also I shown you, right, troubleshooting about log file. See, there are a lot of mechanisms, sir. If you want to do troubleshoot log file, it is not easy. I'm going to explain. I will make you very easier format, sir. Okay, how many people are working currently? Anyone, sir, as a DBA? Anyone? No one? Mohan.
I'm not working as a DBA. Okay, I worked as a RPA developer.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, please. Okay. Yes, sir. So whenever you create a database, make a blind note, sir. We are having a separate session for LDF, separate session for MDF as well. Again, I'm telling, I'm going to take a separate session in advanced level for MDF troubleshooting, LDF troubleshooting, log file architecture. You mustn't should know about the log file architecture as well, ma'am. Very, very important. That we are going to cover in the advanced level. Okay, because it's very interesting troubleshooting. Okay, so whenever you create a database, two files will be created. One is MDF file, one is LDF file. MDF files will contains actual data, LDF will contains change related data. Just make it the two-line answer, sir. That's it. Okay, that's it, sir. No need go deeper and deeper and deeper. What is MDF, sir? MDF stands for master data file, primary data file, which contains actual data. LDF stands for log data file, which contains change related data. Hope you understand. Yes? No.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I
Okay.
understood, Subbu.
There is one more file called NDF file. There is one more called NDF file, sir. Secondary data file. Sir, this is your primary data file. By default, it will create. Sir, in case if this file got full, if you wanted to create one more file, you can create one more file, sir. But that file extension will be .ndf. Secondary data file. It will also contains the data only. If you want, you can create, sir. Otherwise, no need. Sir, if you wanted to create, you can go and create. So, for example, right click. So tomorrow I am going to explain about all this. Uh, Not tomorrow, maybe in couple of days we'll see the practical. No worries. So if you wanted to create, you can create a number of files. So see, I can create. So for example, I wanted to create KFC NDF1. I am making KFC underscore NDF1 dot NDF. File names are that's it. I wanted to create one more file. KFC underscore NDF2. 2. Okay, you can. So NDF is also primary data file only, sir. How your primary data file will works, your NDF will also work same, sir. But in case if you want, you can create, sir. Otherwise, no need. That is up to your choice, sir. Okay. So by default, you will get two files. One is the primary data file. One is the log file. Okay. If you wanted to create, you can create n number of log files, n number of data files, sir. That is up to your wish. Yes, someone is asking.
Subbu, one question now. Now
Yes.
that you have created here, this is under C program files and the path is stored under C, right? If you want to change it to some other drive, is it possible after you have
Yes, sir.
already created?
Yes, sir.
Oh, it
You
is
can
possible.
change it. You
Okay.
can change it.
For the existing one, no problem.
It's existing also. There is a concept called database file movement, sir.
Okay,
Using
okay, okay.
database file movement, you can change it. I will share the document to you.
Sure, sure. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yes. So what scenario we can create an NDF files? Actually, we can increase the space in the
Good point,
disk
sir.
disk.
Good point, sir. Actually, two scenarios. Majorly two
Yeah.
scenarios, sir.
Yeah.
One will be, sir, if a database size is very huge, sir. Take example. Let me do one thing. Oh, sorry. Sir, I am creating a Word document. Just give me try to understand what is the size of this Word document now? 0 bytes because nothing is available, sir. Now I just started inserting some data. Again inserting the data. Again inserting. I inserted a couple of data, some data into the file and click on save. Now if you go and see what is the size of that file, little bit 20 KB, sir. Now so like same, sir. Whenever you start inserting the data, your primary data file is keep on growing up to your disk full, sir. Up to your disk full. It will grow up to your disk full, sir. Assume, sir, for example, if you're storing in single file around 5 terabytes of data, when you want to open this file itself, it will take 10 to 15 minutes, right? Yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
So, sir, whenever your database size is very huge, don't keep everything in single file, sir. Definitely that will impact the performance. So in that scenario, you can do one thing: create multiple data files and move the data from this to different files, sir. That is nothing but partition, table partition, sir. A concept called partitioning. I will explain you in advanced level. Okay, so I don't want keep
Yeah.
everything in single file. You can keep multiple files and you can move some portion of data into that files so that it will improve the performance, right, sir? Yes?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
That is the one scenario, sir. If your database size is very huge and you wanted to improve the performance, you can create multiple data files. One scenario. One more scenario is, sir, your disk is having 2 terabytes. Sir, there is a two format. One is, uh, I forget this one. MDB, MDB to GPT. 1 second, sir. 1 second. What is that? MDB to GPT. MBR, sorry, not MGB. MBR, sir. So, for example, uh, your disk is configured with MBR format, sir. Your storage team will create that one. If your disk is in the MBR format, okay, your disk cannot increase beyond 2 terabytes. No, sir. Whenever your disk is, while your disk is creating by your storage team, if they created a disk in the MBR format, your disk maximum size will be 2 terabytes, 2 TB, sir. It can't go more than 2 TB. So if your disk is almost full, then there is no other choice, sir. You need to create other disk, one more disk, and you can create NDF on that disk. How Yadav asked, right? You can create a separate disk, Yadav, and you can create a file in that disk, so the data will move to that disk, sir. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so better whenever you are suggesting your storage team, better tell them to create in the GPT format. I will show you this in the cluster, sir. No worries. In the cluster we are going to create the disk, right, sir? Whenever we are creating the disk, I will show you how to create, how to choose MBR format, how to choose GPT format, sir. Even I worked with that one specially. Where is I worked, sir, with that format, and I'm going to provide you that in the material as well. No need to prepare. I feel that that is one of the very important tasks. Yes, sir. We have received a critical incident. H drive is running out of space on so and so server, sir. I cannot mention the server names. Okay, we have verified currently 10 MB is available out of 2 terabytes. Only 10 MB is available, sir. Server apps is suggested to change the format to MBR to GPT, because in MBR you cannot grow more than 2 TB, sir. Your disk cannot grow more than 2 TB in the MBR format, sir. So we taken almost 16 hours downtime to convert the disk to MBR to GPT format, sir, to perform. So need to take the backup of the disk, delete the existing partition, create the new partition, again move the data to the existing partition. Almost we have spent 16 hours to complete this activity, sir. It's not easy. Okay. So that's it, sir. For example, second example, that's it. If you don't have disk, then you can create one more NDO file, sir. If you wanted to improve the performance, you can create multiple data files, sir. Comfortable, everyone? Sir, when you create a database, two files will be created. One is data file, one is log file. Data files contains the actual data. Log file will contains the change related data. No worries, sir. I will show you practically by creating the database all in the coming session, sir. No worries. I hope clear. Not clear? These are all I worked with the application team, storage team, all these examples, sir. Questions? Subbu, all questions. No questions. Yes or no?
I'm good.
Almost that's it, sir. Today's session. We are good as per the plan.
Okay, thank you, Subbu.
If no questions, I can stop the recording. Yesterday you asked, right, what about that image? Sir, basically, when you go to the disk, okay, when you go to the properties, when you go to the advanced, there is a compression, sir, disk level compression. Actually, they enable the disk level compression. Uh, the file which is already available, that is don't have any compression, sir. Now I wanted to move this file to the compression. I don't want, sir. That is not accepting. So I need to disable this one, and I need to move the file to this location. Okay. This is about the compression of the disk level, sir. Basically, we no need to follow this one. No need, sir. As per best practice, no need to compress the disk. We by default, our data's by default data is compressing by SQL Server. No need again disk level compression, sir. I feel that this is first time. Uh, okay. So whenever I'm facing a little bit new concept, whatever is not available in the document which I'm sharing, definitely I will post in the WhatsApp group.
Sir, I have question.
Yes.
Uh, if MDF file gets full,
Okay.
then we need to set a limit uh, to create new MDF file.
See, basically MDF is getting full means, okay, you need to see the disk capacity, ma'am, first, whether any space is available on the disk or not. If sir, every data file you need to restrict, every log file you need to restrict, because sir, you are having multiple databases. If you are not restricting, it's not a best practice, sir. Okay, you need to restrict, no worries. Okay, but restrict, don't restrict very small space, restrict a decent amount of size. Okay, that is nothing but capacity planning, ma'am. You are expecting the capacity planning. So there are multiple algorithms where we are going to use capacity planning. uh, I will give you a couple of examples so that that will help you a lot. So if disk is available, you can increase the capacity. Okay, that all will cover in the troubleshooting. In the troubleshooting I'm going to explain. So how to troubleshoot the data file is getting full, how to troubleshoot log file is getting full, what are the best practices you need to do. All this you will get it in the troubleshooting.
Any raid levels do we get? Any raid levels?
Yeah, very that is also we are going to cover, sir. Right level.
Yeah.
So see, data files are getting full, map. There are lot many steps you need to do. I can't tell you directly in a single step now. There are a lot much of things we need to. But if you have disk capacity, ma'am, you can go and increase it, like 5 GB, 10 GB. You can go here. You can right click on here. You can go to the properties. You can go to the files. You can increase here, sir. You need to set the limit. Okay, you can increase the. My screen is lagging. No. Yes.
No,
Yes, it is lagging. It is lagging.
Oh, okay. Okay. Maybe now it is lagging. Okay. Sometimes. Okay. For example, here 100 MB, ma'am. No, you can increase for 5 GB. No problem, because you are having enough space, right? I'm having around uh, uh, 500 GB of space in the D drive. No problem. I can increase 10 GB, 20 GB, 30 GB. You can increase. Okay.
Sir, adding this SAN in case of any disk, how much it will cost approximately? Adding SAN, this if they want because of this drive full, if they want to,
Based
uh,
on your
uh,
type of storage, right? Either you are using HDD, or you are using SSD, or is you are using tapes, you are using magnetic disk, or you are using 3D X point, or you are using ultra SSDs, premium SSDs, standard SSDs. Which type of disk you are using? SAN disk. Based on that, the charges. I will
Oh,
show you in the stories, Azure stories, sir. I will explain you about complete about story. You will get better idea.
okay, sir. Okay, sir. Yeah, okay.
If MDF file gets full, then data will move automatically to the NDF file.
Not
You
like that,
have
ma'am.
to add the
Not
secondary
like
data file.
no, not like that. Okay. So, for example, whenever you are creating a table, please be mute, Mohan. Sir, whenever you are creating a table, no, 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 no. Whenever you are creating a table, so you are right in one scenario, ma'am. Whenever MDF is got full, automatically it will go to the NDF file. That's right, absolutely right. In certain cases, whenever you are creating a table, create table employee, okay. So they will specify the file group to which file group this table need to go. Okay, when you are specifying that file group, automatically that data will go to that file group only instead of going MDF file. Hope you understand. Whenever you are creating a table, they will specify to which file I need to create this table. So whenever you are trying to insert or update or delete, automatically that data will go to that file group only, not MDF file. That is second scenario. Subhagni, clear?
No space in MDF file.
No space in
Then
MDF file, automatically it will go to NDF only. NDF automatically.
okay, okay.
But it won't
Newly
create a
created
table.
table will automatically move to NDF file.
No, no. Wait. So for what your question is, I understand. So for example, there is a table in MDF file. Okay, there is a table in MDF file, and that MDF file is getting full, and you are trying to insert the data. Basically, if there is no NDF file, okay, definitely that transaction will fail, and you will get that transaction is failed out of space. Definitely, it will get fail, and you will receive the out of space only. So NDF file is available, but that file is also must and should contain the table, right? Without the table, how you can insert the data into that file group, that file? Make a question, ma'am. Sir, I am creating multiple files. Okay, I can agree with you. But without the table in that file, how you can insert the data into that file? Understand? Not understand, sir?
Sir, I was
Right.
just one question. I was not familiar with the file group. File group,
Okay. Means
what
naming, sir. Means a group. A file group contains the group. Okay, a group of files. But tomorrow, whenever I am going to create the database, I will explain you all that concepts, sir. Let me give you, sir. I am having adventure works, one MDF file, and ma'am is telling I need to create one more MDF file. Adventure works MDF file, sir. In this MDF file, there is already employee table, and you are trying to insert the data. And you, while inserting the data, you got error call out of space, and then what you done? You created a NDF file. Now, let me ask you a question. So, whenever you are trying to insert the data, how it will insert into the NDF file without employee table? There is any table in this file? No, right?
No,
No.
Make a note, sir. You can create a, a new MDF file, but you need to tell to your application team or developers, hey, can you move some of the data into this MDF file to reduce the burden in this MDF file? So they will move, sir. They will move. You no need to worry. Okay. Without a table in NDF file, it by default it won't move to the NDF file, sir. No. I hope you understand now, ma'am. No worries. There is a separate session for this one partition. I will explain you in detail on that session if you are not understanding. Sir, directly it never move to the MDF file. Try to understand. Because in this file there is no table. This file is currently empty. How you can insert into the empty file, sir? You can't insert, right? Until unless there is a table. Okay, clear? Not clear?
And not clear.
Okay,
Can,
no
can you
problem.
just
Let me
repeat?
do one thing. Let me make demo tomorrow. I will make demo for you, sir. Then you can understand. So whenever we are creating, I need to create the database. I not yet shown you, right? Whenever I'm creating a database, I will show you that demo as well. Let me prepare the demo, sir. Okay, no
Then
problem.
developer team will move the whole table in NDF file,
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. They can move
whole table.
all table.
Okay.
Partition means they can move certain amount of data to the different files. Partition, table partitions, like horizontal partition, vertical partition.
Sir, actually, I mean, you told that application team will move the files from it's vice versa, MDF to, I mean, MDF to NDF and NDF to MDF, is it?
Yeah, yeah, vice versa, sir. Anywhere they can move it. We can also move it if you know the coding. If you know the development, you can also move it.
But the those files are will be available in the database drives. So if those files are available in the database drives, how application team able to interchange the data? I
No, no,
thought
no, no. So, sir, say files are physical. You are able to see the file physically, sir.
yes, yes,
Okay, but they will
yeah,
do everything from the command line, right? They are not moving that one. They are performing like this. They will design the code.
okay.
They will
If
create a.
possible, yeah, if possible, can we see just for reference?
I will show you simple examples. I am not that much development skills, okay? But I will show you one example.
Sure, sure, sir, sure.
Anyhow, where there is a concept called table partition, right? I will show you table partition. You will get better idea.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Transaction.
If the
Yep.
same happen with the log file,
No, sir. Log file is not maintaining any data, ma'am. Log file just maintain the change rate information. Nothing. Even you create multiple log files, also no use. Directly, I'm telling no use. Sir. Microsoft is also telling. Even you create multiple log files, no use. Until unless one log file full, it will go for another log file, sir. But data files, yes, there are a lot of use.
then log file will automatically move.
Log file is not maintaining any data, right, ma'am? It is not. It is just maintaining change data, change related information. It is not physical. It is not maintaining any data. Sir, what is log file for your understanding? I can give you a simple example. See, you are trying to insert the data. All insert will occurs in the buffer, ma'am, in the data cache itself. So I am not guaranteed that. So so for example, you are trying to insert the data, you are updating the data, you are deleting the data. So assume it is a huge transaction now. So you are performing in the buffer, you are performing in the buffer. Suddenly your system got crashed. What will happen? Entire cache will remove, right? Yes or no? So for that purpose, what Microsoft made, right? Let's harden into the log file. Whatever the changes you are performing in the buffer, all the changes parallel it will move to the LDF file. It is not data. Make a note. It is not data. It is not moving any data to the log file. It is moving the historical information of change. So whatever you are performing this change, parallelly it will harden into the log file. For your better understanding, let me show you.
Agam.
Let me show you. So see, whenever you are performing any change, so first it will come to the buffer. Parallelly, it will harden into the log file. Whatever the changes you are performing, all the changes will harden into the log file to maintain durability. That is the next concept I am going to explain. There is a concept called uh, asset properties. T stands for durability. So to harden the data, whatever the change you are performing, all the change is going to the log file. I hope you understand. Yes, there is no data. Make a note, clear note. Log file is not maintaining any data. Log file is maintaining just change related information. Got you, sir? Everyone?
Sir, hardening means, is it writing something? Hardening means,
Writing, sir. Writing. Whatever the change you are writing, right, that information it is writing in log file, sir. Change related information is writing in log file. Hardening.
okay, right, okay, hardening, okay. Some terminologies a little bit, I mean, I'm
Yeah, yeah,
not sure what. Yeah.
yeah. So that's what. So here in logship, in always and that's what I mentioned here. Harden, sir. So harden into the log file. Whatever the change you perform, no worries. Either it can be always on, it can be mirroring, it can be log shipping, it can whatever it may be, sir. Your change will be captured in log file. If something goes wrong, no worries. I can recover with help of log file. Sir, I cannot trust the buffer because something suddenly happened. Gone. Buffer will gone. If you restart the server, buffer will gone. If you restart SQL, buffer will gone. If server crash, buffer will gone. Then what about the changes? Assume it is not yet moved to the MDF file. Who is capturing? Nobody, sir. LDF is capturing. Sir, hold on. Day after tomorrow, we are going to discuss same concept. Then you will get a little bit stronger in the same concept. That's what you need to wait for a couple of days, sir. Then you will get better idea.
Yeah, sure, sir, sure.
Okay. Thanks, everyone. See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.